Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Y'all ready for this? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. It's me with the gentleman.
Yes.
Good to see you both.
No name, gentlemen, just the gentleman.
Just the gentleman.
I like it. Have you seen that movie, by the way?
No, I heard it's good.
It's so good, and I can't believe it took me like 2 years to watch it.
Wait,
It's fantastic.
is it Guy Ritchie?
Guy Ritchie,
I did just see it.
Matthew McConaughey, the whole thing. I don't know why I just went on a tangent. No, it's
it's
Monday,
good.
and the movie's fantastic if you haven't seen it.
But some movies have that slow build like that. Some movies need a couple years of word of mouth. So yeah, I'll check it out.
Clue wasn't a big hit until word of mouth.
Clue's been around for like 100 years.
Yeah, here we go. It's almost been a month since the war in Ukraine started, and today in the capital Kyiv, there was a massive explosion at a shopping center caught here that was hit by a Russian missile. At least 8 people were reportedly killed. Meantime, several well-known celebs are now getting involved to help the war effort. So Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher had a video call with Ukrainian President Zelensky. He personally thanked the pair for raising nearly $35 million to support refugees. She, of course, has family from Ukraine. Next, David Beckham announced on Instagram that he is handing over control of his Instagram account to a Ukrainian doctor. So now all 71.6 million of his followers can see what she's doing. Dr. Irina is the head of Perinatal Center, and she's showing what it's like working in the middle of the war, including where pregnant women were evacuated to bomb shelters. She even shows some of the neighbors and the newborns. Finally, Max Chmerkovskiy gave an update from Poland, where he's helping Ukrainian refugees. Some people had criticized him, remember, for fleeing the country when the war began. Now he's back in Poland. What do you all think of celebs helping celebs at this point? Jeff, you're always like, I don't want to hear from them.
It's just, when do you get in your mind? Listen, I'm all for it.
Right,
if anything they could do to help out in this case, I'm all for it. But when is a celebrity like Mila, Mila and Ashton have been famous forever, right? But at what level in your head, right? I'm just trying to picture it out, like mentally, like, hey, I could really help this global problem with my presence. If someone's like, hey, the president of Ukraine wants to speak to you, I'd be like, what? I'm not getting on the phone with him.
Yeah.
What am I going to do, right? So I wonder in your head, wouldn't you surpass, like, I could do, the whole world knows who I am and I could help out.
Right.
That's got to be crazy just to think that thought.
That you have that much power.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just a little sidebar. But what they're doing, I think personally, whatever you can do, if you have those kind of means or you have that power, whatever that power is, yeah, I'm all for it.
You and Jordan have pretty big Instagram and
You
Facebook.
think me and Jordan could help world issues?
No.
And I can't even fix your faucet. I'm not giving anyone advice on anything.
I meant if someone took over, let's say, Jordan's account, just like David Beckham was, to give them some...
But that's what I'm saying. We're not there.
Okay,
we're
you're not David Beckham.
It's not mentally there.
I'm looking over your shoulder, Jeff, and Kelly is nodding. Kelly knows you and Jordan better than you and Jordan know you and Jordan.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I think you and Jordan are a great example of just like every little bit counts. Sometimes you can do incredible things. Remember when Bethany Frankel sent her plane over to Puerto Rico?
She's done a huge
and
amount
was
of work.
doing things like that.
Do not have a plane or a snowblower.
That's right. Or snow. And the thing is, like, most people don't have a plane, but you can do something. And I guarantee you, of the people that follow you, there's somebody else that's like, oh, you know, Jordan turned her account over. Well, that reminds me, I can do this. I can make handmade newborn things and send that over. So it's kind of like this little thing where you just don't want to get in that position where you think I'm too small to help, because that's kind of what the opposition wants you to think. It's like everybody can do something boots on the ground, especially when you got 250,000 followers. Jeff, come on, man.
Yeah. I was not saying it so you would do that or should do that. I know you're
needs to figure this war out right
Ukraine,
now.
if you need me.
I know. I did not mean to put it on you, but I do want to say something for celebs helping celebs. Zelensky himself is a celebrity.
Yes.
So remember, he was on like the Veep of Ukraine.
Yeah.
We have a little trailer here. This is him in Servant of the People, and get this, it's going to be on Netflix now, so that everybody can watch it and get a better view of him just as a celebrity and a star, and get some notice too.
Real quickly before we move on, what do you think about Max going back to Poland? Because you were kind of critical of him pulling out. What do you think about him going back to Poland and kind of like trying to help out his efforts?
Jeff, I thought about that a lot this morning. Like, how do I feel about that? Now, you know, it's weird, because am I glad that he went back and he's helping out? Yes, but do I feel weird that people like myself, even though I never voiced it really publicly, I did say something, but I didn't tweet him. But I do feel like a lot of people that thought like me and just took the next step pushed him to kind of go over there. So then I wonder, was it pressure and was that fair? Am I here to tell anybody where they should go away from their family into a war zone? Is that on Al Jackson or anybody watching this? So I keep thinking about it. I'm glad he's over there, but I wonder, is his heart in it? Does he wish that he wasn't? Does he wish he didn't publicize the fact that he left? It's just such a tough situation. I'm not backtracking. I'm thinking about this as a father.
You're just
and
more
also as like a countryman. Like, do you want to fight for your country? Of course. But like, I don't want to go to war.
That's a very evolved.
Neither does he.
Right. That's a nuanced take on it. And I appreciate you saying that. What do you think about it?
Well, to help you out a little bit, what we were just saying before, I think he could help better what he's doing with his following as opposed to picking up a rifle and fighting hand-to-hand combat, right? His celebrity in this case might help out more with what he's doing over there in Poland because he has people following him and say, you know what, I want to support Max too, I'm going to go help. Even though they need fighters, I think what he's doing with his reputation and what he does for a living, he's doing what he can.
Yeah, everybody can do what they can. Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, write in if you let us know if you think it's good, bad, and if you're going to see the Zelensky show. I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. Servant for the people or of the people or for the people? We'll get that for you. Now, do you all remember that little Ukrainian girl who went viral for this video? Remember this? Oh, we all started crying. She sang "Let It Go" in a crowded bomb shelter and got a standing ovation from everyone. Well, look at her now. She just sang the national anthem last night at a stadium in Poland in front of thousands of people at a charity concert. You know, it just brings me to the comparison that Putin tried to use a child to show propaganda, and here's a girl organically singing "Let It Go," and they're saying this is what a real child and a real person and victim is doing. And I just think that's an interesting comparison to go against Putin's child. What do you guys think?
I don't know, just being at a concert recently, so you get like some sort of emotions going on in you, right? You become part of the crowd. That's what's cool about concerts or comedy shows, right? Because it's the energy of the people in the room, right? So the energy for the people in that room, because I'm sure everybody saw that video, really brought them to what it was almost like in that bunker.
Yes.
You know, and you're sharing that humanity with everybody in that stadium, right? And you're watching this little girl like, you just came out of a subway bunker from Ukraine, and now you're performing here, and it's like, it shows the humanity in the world despite all the evil videos that we're seeing on the other side.
And also, Jeff, man, as parents, you know, we look at the youth coming up, and, you know, there's this part where you always go, oh, the world's going to hell, Tori. I mean, what's going to happen when we're gone? But, like, you just see this younger generation, people like my kids' age, and, you know, 2 generations younger with this and I just feel really good about the future. I really do. And I know that's not usually what people our age say. They go, they don't do it like they used to, you know, our day. But I kind of like what I'm seeing from these kids. They're resilient. A lot of the mask stuff never came from kids. It was their parents yelling at people at school boards. Kids are resilient and they are tough. They can handle things that we don't think that they can. You can talk to them about, hey, here's what gay marriage is. And they're like, cool. Like, these kids are doing it, and it's really, you know, I think about Greta, I think about this new generation. It's really exciting. I'm ready to
David Hogg as well.
Absolutely, Parkland kids.
There's what that
Parkland and young adults now.
Young adult, that's right. It just reminds me sometimes a little voice cuts through all the darkness, and it's a little voice of hope, her voice was. And to hear it like that, it's just so hauntingly beautiful to hear that little stream of hope through all of the horrible ruin that is going on in Ukraine. So it was a glimmer that I was happy to see. Coming up on DBL, is the valedictorian honor outdated? Find out why some schools, I don't know why I did that. Find out why some schools are starting to get rid of it. Plus the amazing Ava DuVernay gives us a behind the scenes look at her new apocalyptic series. What can we expect from the DC comic adaptation? Stay tuned.
Ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля.
Closed captioning provided by
We're talking all things kids and the next generation, and it's you know what, man? I look at I look at my kids and how different they are. I was talking on stage like a couple weeks ago to this woman. She was sitting in the audience, and we were both just kind of like not even doing a comedy show, just kind of talking about like how different this generation is, and like how I was making a joke that you can't bribe them because my kids don't want anything. It's so.
Oh, you could bribe my kids.
Really? What? My kids don't want. Like,
candy.
I'm like, do you want?
They're young
McDonald's?
enough
And they're
where
like,
candy does
no.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those are the, we call those the salad days.
Yeah, you're
enjoy
kids you're older
My kids
for that.
don't want. And I'm like, you don't want? No. I'm like, what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. They don't. It's so. I like had a list. Ready.
Yeah, of course.
It's an interesting way to go through your life, and I don't see the bullying as crazy as it was when I was growing up. I don't see like just the self-esteem issues that I definitely all my friends dealt with. I feel like my kids have outlets for that now. It's just
yeah, I think they're still there. It's just they have more people to talk to. People are more open about things like that now. I still think it exists, but it's a good point of view that you make because it's so easy to be a pessimist in today's. Even I have to pull myself back, and I'm like, is the future good? Because Russia's aligning with China, and COVID might have another strand. That's the first thing in my head, but then like when you say it like that, it's like, you know what, we need to think more like that, and I need to pull myself out. Like when I go to bed, I always do a prayer and say I'm very thankful for what happened throughout that day, my family's health, all those things, but it really brings me back to like, things are good, and things are, I really have it better than most, right? And during the day, I'm complaining about what I don't have.
You have a good right now. I just look at it in like 30-minute chunks. Like things are good right now.
Absolutely.
You don't know what Friday's gonna bring or next month, and it sounds corny, but like I think everybody wants this moment where they're like, I'm killing it in life, and it's not that simple. I think it's like, it's ebbs and flows. It's hard to
and be appreciative of what you have, for sure.
Welcome back. So some high schools are doing away with the class valedictorian. This is the last year a high school in Ohio,
Cavs.
thank you, will recognize one student as its valedictorian. Some schools here in Denver are also doing away with valedictorians, calling the practice of ranking students, quote, outdated.
Boo.
But some criticize the idea, like Jeffrey, saying it's unfair to the student who achieves the highest honor in their class.
Yeah, I'm going to go against this right away. So let's get rid of grades then. You don't want to judge them on their grades. Who cares about how hard you work? Listen, this whole ranking thing of like everybody gets a ribbon, I'm not for it at all. It doesn't teach you anything because every time I've lost in life, meaning not first place, I've learned something from that experience, right? People have to fail in their life to achieve more. I have to get better. I have to study harder. There's achievements for everything that we do, whether it's movies, whether it's your best company, whether it's attendance. Why are you taking away someone's honor of being the smartest kid in their class? That's what, if they're the smartest kid in their class, odds are they're not really playing sports, right? That's a stereotype. I'm not saying that's true, but everyone's good at something. And if you're taking away the smartest kid in the class award, where are we going? Like, how do you know where you rank among your students?
Well,
and if also, one more thing, I was a Robin. There was Bluebirds, right? I was the Robin group. The Bluebirds were smarter. Why am I keeping kids back? Because I don't know how to read out loud, but these kids do. You have to push them a little bit. If they're stuck with me and the Robins, I'll crush you on the field, whatever it is, playing dodgeball. But I mean, academically, you're better than me.
Right, and I do like the ranking system. I do think that it could be more specific. I think a lot of times with school, as I look back at a lot of people that I went to college with or went to high school with, I realized that a lot of them probably, had they been exposed to working with their hands, I feel like a lot of kids my age, even myself included, I was told that, like, if you don't go to college, like, I thought I was going to be like a homeless person on the street. And that's just because black person, second, third generation at most, going to college. So it was pushed on me differently, but I don't think removing rankings and figuring out a way to say these are our upper level students in mathematics, in reading, in comprehension that can then be pushed on to other programs that can push our society further. I don't see, we're not talking about taking away all state for football or basketball or swimming.
Right.
It's because that's how we identify the best swimmers to then go to UCLA and swim or maybe represent us in the Olympics. That's the way we identify people. Tori, how do you feel?
Okay, so I hear you guys, and you're making, both of you, very good arguments for I don't want a ribbon for everybody. I went to a school, though, that did not have a valedictorian. I went to a really hippy-dippy, awesome, very progressive school. And the kids themselves would vote on who they just wanted to hear from at graduation. The person with the most interesting story. The person that was just wanted to have something to say. Instead
the most popular?
No, it wasn't. And that was a big thing at our school because that was what a big worry was. You could also vote if you wanted cap and gown. Some years the kids wanted cap and gown. We didn't want cap and gown in our years. So it's like it's up to the kids to do so. But I also think if I was a kid with a big learning disability, I would feel left out. But your point about athletics is some kids aren't good at athletics, and we still rank them.
Right, and
so,
you don't really rank them if they're not good. You just kind of say that they don't get mentioned.
Right.
And I mean, this will kind of support your point. A lot of Ivy League schools, I think Brown was pass-fail. I know most medical schools are pass-fail. So it is a thing where you don't always need that. I know Harvard is just kind of pass-fail.
Yeah, we didn't know our GPA at our school.
So
and it was a really rigorously academic school, but I can see both points of view here. All right, a hospice nurse has gone viral on TikTok.
I was valedictorian, by the way.
Were you?
They just didn't. No, they didn't rank it, but I feel like I was.
So you think you were okay.
If I felt like that.
You felt like one. Okay, got it. So someone who's real.
All the other students voted on it.
That's what we did. So a hospice nurse has gone viral on TikTok. I give it up for anybody who works in the hospice industry. She's revealing the biggest regrets people have before they die. Take a look.
Most people at the end of their life have regrets about not appreciating their health, not appreciating being alive, the little things, working their life away, and not spending more time with family.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. I was just saying it on the
yeah.
break. That's so weird. I do take a moment out of each day, whether it be, in my sauna, my little sauna.
Your sauna.
My sauna. Or at the end of the day, if I do my prayers, right? I thank everyone for my family, people in my past, my kids, health number one. And it really puts me in a spot where whatever I'm mad about that day, it's like I have so much great things, and things I put in quotes, right? This sauna, it's like I don't need that thing. I want my kids' health, and I really reflect each day, and it helps me like things aren't so bad. Things are actually really great, and you got to focus on the great things in your life rather than being a pessimist and following all these bad stories surrounding us on social media.
I mean, it's easy, and I for years was in that. Even like when I had achieved like all the things I ever thought I ever wanted to do, and I found that I was still like upset. I still felt like I wasn't getting my due, and this person did me wrong. And it's just like it's an easy pattern to fall into, and there's a lot of outlets for the people that feel aggrieved. It's called the internet. You can go there and say, I'm a this, and people are like, you know what? I feel you, bro. You got no chance in this.
Someone will be there, right?
And you don't realize, like, while you're on the internet, like, your kids are in the other room.
Yeah.
And you could just put that down and go play with them and enjoy them. And that's what I did. I mean, I would say the last 6 months, and it's super unprofessional, I haven't even glanced at social media. I just play with my kids all day, and I do what I want every day. And I'm just so happy. And I don't feel the need to go on social media. But as I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the DBL community, and they're chatting there, hey, how was your weekend, blah, blah. So there's a lot of positivity, too. So, but just for me, I got to find that balance. But I had to go all the way to the other side to find it.
And sometimes that happens. Just a reminder, a habit stack will be helpful. So every time you brush your teeth or every time you watch DBL, maybe say a prayer of gratitude so that you stack that habit with one that you already have, like watching us, because we're the best.
I like that.
We'll be right back.
Habit stacking.
Habit stack.
A little self-promotion.
Yeah.
Are the prices you're paying for gas at the pump staying high and the prices of crude oil dropping? To find out, we went to these sources: the U.S. Energy Information Administration, AAA, and the statistics company, Trading Economics. According to both the EIA and Trading Economics, the last time crude cost roughly $96 a barrel was February 28th of this year. So what was the price of gas at that point? According to the EIA and AAA, the national average was between $3.60 and $3.70 a gallon. So the data supports the president here. The last time crude oil cost roughly $96 a barrel, gas was cheaper than it is now at around $3.60 a gallon. Figures from Trading Economics and AAA show that on the day Biden posted his tweet, crude prices were trending downward and had fallen below $96 a barrel, while gas cost $4.31 a gallon. That means we can verify, yes, the price of gas is staying high even as the price of crude is dropping. But that doesn't mean it'll stay that way. We spoke with experts at GasBuddy who told us gas prices often lag behind oil prices during times of high volatility. They told us, quote, there is no hard and fast rule for how long it takes gas prices to drop once oil prices decline. However, in this instance, we're expecting most of the U.S. to feel some sort of relief in the next few days, and for prices to potentially drop below the $4 mark on average in the next 3 to 5 weeks. That is, of course, dependent on oil prices staying where they are now. Nonetheless, Biden isn't the only one accusing the oil and gas industry of taking advantage. For its part, the American Petroleum Institute, a group that represents some oil companies, said to us in a statement, quote, it takes time for changing market conditions to work through the supply chain and for the price of crude oil to be widely reflected in the price we pay at local gas stations. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Please, just me and my son. Christian? Christian? Oh, that was a possible look into the future and clip from the new limited series DMZ, starring Rosario Dawson. And earlier, we had the honor to speak with the writer and producer who brought this comic book story to life, Ava DuVernay and Roberto Patino. Take a look. Ava and Roberto, welcome to DBL. Ava, a lot of your projects address the need for more minority representation, and I wanted you to share how DMZ helps fill this void. And also, I'm a little bit of a comic book nerd, like a graphic novel nerd, and I know you also have a series, Naomi. I wanted to know, are you kind of a comic book geek, like me?
I am a little bit. I have 2 shows that are based on DC comics and graphic novels right now, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy the world building, the fantasy, and enjoy seeing all kinds of people inhabit those worlds. For me, it's less about minority representation. It sounds kind of dry. Right. It's really about just seeing the world the way it is. There's all kinds of people walking around, and so all kinds of people should be in the stories we tell. It's really simple. And so this one is a joy because DMZ is inhabited by all kinds of folks. It's a real thrill ride.
I can't wait.
So Roberto, Rosario Dawson plays the main character, Alma. Now, was she someone you envisioned while writing? Because I know sometimes creators of pieces, they decide who they want in the film before they actually create it. So was she somebody you had in your head?
I'll tell you the truth. Rosario Dawson was in my head literally since day one.
I thought so.
I wrote this piece with her in mind.
So DMZ takes place after the Second Civil War in America. Do you think this post-apocalyptic world could become our reality, especially with all of the realities of the world as we speak?
Well, I think it's important that we ask that question and that we do the work so that we don't get there. You know, this story is about a divided country that allowed itself to break into 2 parts and to fight each other. And so I think it's a question of, can we hold these different ideas about our country, yet still be civil, yet still be respectful of the other opinion, that still kind of allows us to veer away from violence and horrible rhetoric about each other and let each person live in their own opinion? That's my hope. And so that's what this show contemplates, is what happens when we don't do that? What does it look like? And I think it's important that we tell those stories so we can not get there.
Right. Great. I agree with that. All right, Roberto, DMZ also confronts toxic masculinity. And as the man who wrote the screenplay, was it challenging to write a strong female lead? How did that writing process work for you?
Truthfully, it wasn't. I was raised by women.
Yes.
I was blessed to be surrounded by incredibly strong women my entire life. And, you know, they say write what you know. And I know firsthand that a mother's love is a superpower that you know, is stronger than anything you might see in any sort of comic universe. And so that's why I tried to center this story around that mother looking for her son.
Wow, what a strong story. Ava and Roberto, thank you so much for joining us. DBL Nation, listen closely. You can catch DMZ on HBO Max. We'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, loves.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by Attention.
Posted on March 16th appears to show Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky calling for the Ukrainian people to surrender to Russia. The video was aired on a Ukrainian television station and circulated on social media. But is it real? Let's verify. Our sources are Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukraine 24, a national broadcasting channel in Ukraine, General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Ukrainian National Guard, Invid, a video forensics tool, and TinEye, a reverse image search tool. This video is a fake. In fact, it's a deep fake, which means the video that you see was generated using artificial intelligence technology to mimic the real thing. Using video forensics tools and reverse image searching, Verify can confirm that this video was computer generated, using still images from Zelensky's earlier press conferences. I'll walk you through how we figured it out. First, let's focus on Zelensky's face. The face we see talking in the deepfake video on the left was generated from this still image taken of Zelensky at a press conference on March 3rd. The mouth on the photo was manipulated to appear as if Zelensky was actually talking. Next, the background. In the deepfake video on the left, the background remains completely static. But if this were real, the background would be moving, like this video of Zelensky talking in the same room. Using TinEye, a reverse image search tool, Verify matched the static background image on the left to this photo, which shows Zelensky at a press conference held on February 24th. Next, Verify analyzed Zelensky's overall stature. In the deepfake video on the left, he appears much taller, with broader shoulders and a different facial structure compared to his appearances at earlier press conferences, standing behind the same podium. Ukraine 24, the station that aired the deepfake video, said on its Telegram channel that the video aired while the station was under attack by hackers. In their post, they called the video a fake. So we can verify, no, this video is not real. It's a deepfake. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a message on his social media pages that the video was, quote, a childish provocation, and Russia should be the one to lay down arms.
With your Verify, I'm Ariante Till.
As Americans pay more at the pump, some drivers are wondering, do I need to buy premium gas? Our sources for this Verify are Jill Weisenfelder, the executive editor of Cars.com, and Daniel Armbruster with AAA Texas. In a 2016 study, AAA found Americans wasted more than $2 billion using premium gas in vehicles designed to run on regular fuel. And 6 years later, they say many are still wasting money.
A lot of drivers make that mistake. They don't read the owner's manual.
Both our experts agree drivers must read their owner's manual. That manual will tell you if your vehicle requires premium gas.
The only reason anyone needs to buy premium gas is if the car says that it is required, not recommended for best performance, but required. Cars that say recommended for best performance can operate on regular gas. They just change the timing a little bit. The only downside is you might get a little bit less power, but you probably wouldn't even notice the difference.
So we can verify you don't have to buy premium gas unless your vehicle requires it.
But if your vehicle owner's manual requires it, you definitely have to purchase premium fuel.
With your Verify.
All right, we love sharing your comments, and we got a lot on the valedictorian. Just Me wrote in grade school, I was identified as smart, and they put me in special classes. Classmates then picked on me, called me the brain, so I subconsciously dumbed myself down in high school. Smart can cut both ways. That's interesting.
I was terrified to read out loud growing up. Now I work reading out loud. So you got to get over some of those fears.
Way to go, Jeffrey.
And you practiced.
Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Way to go.